Today's spring thing is these adorable little spring stickers. I am going to walk you through how to design these stickers using an SVG that I provide. If you still need the SVG, check the link in the description to find out how you can grab that. You're going to need your Cricut machine. You're going to need a printer, green sticky mat. I'm using this Koala inkjet vinyl sticker paper. So you'll need the sticker paper. And that's really all you need. Your printer, your sticky mat, sticker paper, and your Cricut machine to make these adorable stickers. All right, let's get into it. In Cricut Design Space, go ahead and get started with the new project. I'm going to click over here on New, go to Blank Canvas, and I'm going to close this out so that we have our full screen. First, let's upload the SVG. It is an actual SVG, it's not a PNG, because the purpose of this video is to show you how to make a sticker out of an SVG. So you can go to upload image and then you can drag and drop your files in or browse and go to wherever you have it saved on your computer. Mine is already in here, so I'm just going to click it and add it to my canvas. Let's close this again. Let's make this smaller. When it imports in, it will be big and all grouped together. So the first thing you need to do is go up here to these little square boxes with the circles on the edges and ungroup. So now each of these are their own group. Next, we need to add an offset to each one. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to go over here to edit. And Cricut has this new sticker feature, but this is for Cricut Access. So we're not going to use that. We're going to go over here to offset and we are going to add an offset. We're going to move this slider until we have an offset that we are happy with. And make sure the weld is on because otherwise it offsets each individual element in the design. Go ahead and click on apply, and then you'll want to check and see if the design needs to be contoured. And the way you figure that out is if once you apply your offset, if contour down here is not grayed out, like these are grayed out, if it is bold and you can see it, go ahead and click it and we can see that there are some little bits and pieces. You don't want those, so go to hide all contours. Cricut will try to cut those out. And then the last thing you need to do is go ahead and make it white. So you'll continue to add the offsets and checking your contours each time. I'm going to go ahead and finish mine all up. And then I'll come back for the next step. So you can see this offset does not have a contour. So let's go ahead and finish these. I think that might be the only one that doesn't have a contour. So now that's done, we need to make all of those offsets white. The way I'm going to do that is go over here to material colors. And I'm going to find the layer that has our offset that is material color 3. And then I need to find that layer of white, which is material color 7. So I'm going to drag material color 3 down into material color 7. And that makes all of our offsets white. So from here, we need to flatten all of these, each individual. And before I do that, I'm going to change this black background color so that we can still see the white. And all I did was go down here in the layers panel at the very bottom and clicked on this, and you can change the background. But you'll select your offset and your SVG and then click on flat. And you're going to do that same thing to all of them. You don't want to flatten them together because when you do, it makes them one file, and we want these to be individual stickers. So I'm going to keep going through and do them all one by one, selecting the offset and the SVG file. So give a quick look through your layers panel and make sure that everything has been flattened. Next, we want to grab a shape. I see that some people have these custom shapes so that you can use even more of your printable vinyl, but I don't have that. So I'm going to show you how to do it this way. Now with Cricut Design Space, I'm going to change this from, we're not actually going to use this square, but I'm going to change this from basic cut to print and cut. And here's why. We want to make this the largest size that print and cut is going to take. Now my paper is 8.5 by 11. This is, let's make it actually 8.5 by 11. Okay. Now our square is 8.5 by 11, but if you look over here, we get this red error message. If I click on it, it tells me for this shape, the biggest size I can do is 6.76 by 8.76. So we have to change our page size to that. Next, what we're going to do is arrange our stickers onto the sheet. Let's move this to the back. I'm going to right click it and send to back. And this way we can see where our stickers are, how many more we can add. And I'm just selecting and copying and pasting. And you'll just keep doing that until your page is full. So once you have them all arranged on your sheet, you can get rid of the square, and then that's overlapping. You don't want any overlapping, so double check that. Go ahead and select everything and then flatten the whole thing. And now we can click on make. So what we just did on the screen is going to look a little bit different from what was printed out because I lost the entire screen record audio. So I am having to re-record this. So once you get to this screen, you can go ahead and click on continue. It's going to recommend that I calibrate my machine. I already did. So I'm just going to click on not now. And then we want to send to printer. And when your print comes out, it has this little arrow here. You'll want to make sure to look for that. Then click on next. It's going to prompt you to choose your machine, and I keep the bleed on, and I also use my system dialog box. So now I'm going to click on print. And when my system dialog box opens up, yours might look a little bit differently. I'm going to go over here to media quality and press best and then click on print and it will print out. So let's head over. And while that's initializing, I'm going to stick in my paper sheet. There's two sides. There's writing on one side and like a paper backing, and then this side is the side that we print on. I'm just going to put one sheet at a time because sometimes with my printer they stick together. Beautiful, vibrant colors. All right, let's get this cut out. Go ahead and get your sticker paper loaded onto your mat, and you're going to put it in the top left corner. And go ahead and load up your machine. It is very bright in my craft room, so after it measures my mat and I press go, I'm going to use this to block out the light until it is ready to start cutting. Once Design Space says cutting, then if you have the bright light problem, you can go ahead and remove whatever you were using to block the light. Before I pull this off the mat, I am going to lift an edge and make sure it cut all the way through. And it did, so let's go ahead and remove this from our mat. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to turn my mat upside down and pull the material off the mat. And the same thing with the stickers. And the reason why I do that is so that things aren't rolling. When you pull things off the mat this way, you tend to get like some rolling and that bend. I'm not sure if you can see it, but if you turn your mat upside down and remove them this way, you don't get the bending or the rolling of your paper or material. And with things like printable vinyl, it makes it a lot easier to work with. And here is the final sticker. They turned out perfect. Colors are vibrant. The cut is perfect. And I'm just gonna stick one on to the brayer. There we are.